Yeah, now we're live, episode 11. I think it's episode 11. I hope I've got that right.
I think you're right.
Start to play football, man. Episode 11. That's how we do over here. Obviously, myself, Theo, Kojo, as always. What are you saying, Kojo? You good?
Yeah, blessed, brother. Blessed. You'd think I'd be stressed after recent events, but I'm all good, man. What are you saying?
I'm good. I'm cold, as you can see. It's cold. Winter's officially hit the north of England. It is freezing up here. Cold, man. So apart from that, I'm good. I'm good, man. Yeah, I can't lie, man. I'm feeling optimistic about football this weekend for once. So I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that going until about half 5, when the second half kicks off against Chelsea versus Man City. We're 3-1 down. Do you know what I mean? So, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But I want to talk about, like I said before, we start recording. So it says here that initial indications regarding James Maddison's injury suggest that he could be out with a recovery period. You sound like you already know this. Recovery period of anything between 1 to 3 months. So there's a reaction I was waiting for.
1 to 3 months. Yeah, he's getting out of my FPL team tonight. Are you mad? You mean? What?
Oh,
I didn't think it was that bad. Genuinely, I thought Van der Ven would be. I mean, we don't know what Van der Ven is, but I thought
he's back in training already. I'm sure Callum.
There's a picture, yeah.
Callum's been on your podcast, the Free Midfield podcast. He said that he's already back in training, or he turned up for training, no sort of strapping or nothing. So for him to even be at the training ground, that tells you that it could have just been cramp, you know. Like, I know it sounds mad, but some people, but like, if you've ever had cramp, like severe cramp before, then it feels like a hammy. Honestly, it's bad.
Yeah.
So, but either or, I mean, James Maddison.
Oh my God.
Was the feeder for Son, was the feeder for Kulusevski, to essentially was the feeder for Richarlison when he played. He was the guy. He was getting assists and everything. So that's a massive. If that, I mean,
Huge.
it says early indication. So Spurs fans, if you're listening, someone's put in the comments, rivalry aside, that's fantastic news.
Can't lie though, it's a bit crazy because when you think about it, it's like, I'm even thinking about, you said 1 to 3 months, so anything between 4 and 12 weeks, they don't actually know. That's crazy. So they have to actually realize, or rather figure out how bad this injury is.
Yeah,
and then even if it's a month, you still got to phase him slowly back into full fit. Wow, man. Wow.
It looked bad though. Like, even watching the game, like, we may as well segue into the Spurs Chelsea game. But even watching that, and the injury at the time, I remember thinking it looked bad, but it didn't look like anyone had really, because he kind of went down. I think the ball was being played through to him, if I remember, and I think he was trying to chase onto the ball. And he kind of like slid down, like really weird. And I think he tried to carry on playing with it, if I remember, for maybe 10 minutes after he went down.
Yeah.
And I did think to myself, if that's a bad injury, and just to get him off, because the longer he's on it, the worse he's probably making it. And then when he came off, because I think they made a double switch, didn't they? Because I think Romero got sent off.
Sent off. Van der Ven got injured straight away. He got injured as well. It was just one big goal. Yeah.
He had to do the subs, and he done the double sub at the same time. So I was thinking he should have got him off 10 minutes before. But if that's a 1 to 3 month layoff for him, yeah, that's bad, because he's been very good for them. Like, he's been probably one of their best players alongside Heung-min Son. But I want to talk about the game, because I feel there's shout out Patrick, because Patrick, tyrant, everyone who knows him, he's been doing the rounds. I've been seeing him here, there, and everywhere. Yeah, and he's been talking about how Spurs played the better football, and Spurs with this and Spurs with that, and you know, our fans are shameless and we're embarrassing and this and that. And let's put it out, facts, right? These are the facts that I have for Patrick and Spurs fans. You played well for 20 minutes, 15 minutes with 11 men. And you went into that game thinking you were going to beat us because of the fact that we were playing poor before the game. Understandable, right. I get that. The thing that ruined Spurs, and has ruined Spurs before, is Romero. The guy cannot control and compose himself on the pitch. And when you've got players that are crucial to your team, because let's be real, like, Eric Dyer isn't the answer for Spurs, but Romero is. He's a good defender. I like him. He's a very good defender. But when he gets sent off, I mean, he should have been sent off prior to that, in my opinion, in the game. But that tackle on Fernandes, is a red card. I don't know how people are seeing it and saying it's not a red card. It's a red card. That's your fellow countryman that you're taking his ankle off. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's mad. So that was the first downfall for me. I'm going to stop there because I want to get your views as well, because I feel like I'm just talking. But how did you assess the game? Because to me, it's like, surely Spurs can't expect to go on a 9 men and win that game.
There's worrying things for both sides, and you pointed out Romero, which for me is a huge worry because he's your guy. So if you can't depend on your guy to essentially keep his composure for 90 minutes in such a huge game, that's really a big problem. I think he is a good defender. I won't go as far as Messi and say he's the best defender in the world, but he's pretty damn good.
Though. He's there.
I mean, there's not many defenders that actually enjoy defending. I think he genuinely he enjoys defending. On top of that, he's good at it. So, you know, I would put him among some of the best that we have to offer. But I would still say the key word we're looking for is liability. And you can't be a liability when Spurs are trying to improve. You started the season well, and you've let your team down in probably the most fiery derby other than the North London derby, to be honest. You know, so you know, you've caused trouble for yourself. As for the red card, the reason I thought it was a red card, and it's funny because I didn't even debate. I sort of just replied to someone's tweet about the red card on Fernandes where they said that's not a foul, or like how do you give that as a penalty because he's kicked the ball first? And I said, no, they're challenging for the ball. It's a challenge. And he goes, it's not a challenge next in a very rude way. But I'm like, no, you can't now try and change the definition for yourself. Him and Enzo Fernandez are going for the ball. It's a 50-50. He gets there first, but he's gone there with extra aggression. The way he's gone into there, you're putting yourself at risk of causing serious damage to another player, because not only have you gone and won the ball, but you've gone boot studs up. So you don't know what's going to happen next, and that's the danger that you have to figure. It's one of those ones where Fernandes, you look at his feet are planted. He's going to try and scoop the ball. You can do the same. Even if you're going for the challenge, just sort of put your foot downwards a little bit so you can try and get to the ball first that way. But to go and make that challenge, foolish. But then that's comeuppance, because he was the idiot that went to go and kick Colwill earlier in the game. Which, by the way, again, there's something that happened in the Arsenal game that we'll get back, and I think players just don't use common sense. Thiago Silva was the one that barged you down. Now, I don't condone any sort of violence, but if you're going to try and get revenge, make sure you aim for the right player, bro. So it was just a mess from that moment. And was that one first, or was the Udogie?
Doggies was first.
Doggy was first. So already set the tone. Yeah. You set the tone for an aggressive game already, and then this guy goes and does his stupidness. It was pending, so he deserves it. But what I was saying about the worrying thing, for you guys, I was wondering why Spurs were allowed to still create some level of chances in the game. That was bad. Set pieces, fair enough. They got to play for set pieces so they can try and get something. Cool, that happens. And they got a goal. I think it was the right decision for offside. I don't think he hit a Chelsea player. It was Bentancur that headed it, right? Dyer's volley. Offside. Yeah, Dyer's volley. Yeah. Okay, so that one, fair enough. But the other one where it was crossed in and Bentancur was sort of stuck between head and foot, and then he headed it down and went wide. Lucky. Son's one, he doesn't scuff it, you're in trouble. I don't understand why. He should
score that, though. He should
score that. But that's what I'm saying.
That's when it's 2-2 as well. He makes that 2-2. It's a different game.
Facts. But that's the problem. If he scores that, I'm thinking they might go and win this, and that's bad. That should not be happening. Whereas with you guys, at that point, when they're down to 9 men, the only result you can do is win. I'm sorry, but that's the pressure, unfortunately. It's one of them ones. And you face a team that was doing this weird halfway high line, trying to catch offside thing, because obviously you're going to make runs over the top. But the only thing that's concerning for me, from your side, is how long it took for you to unlock that gate.
And that's a worry. That's the worry. That's the worry. That's why I can't take like praise from that performance. Like, I know I said that, you know, Spurs fans thought they were the better team. I don't think either team were the better team. That's a real good assumption and analysis of the game. Spurs weren't good. Chelsea weren't good. We just happened to have more players on the pitch. The thing was, though, like you said, it was worrying because even when, you know, they've got 10 men, you know, they're still on the attack. When they got 9 men, you know, Ange had them playing at the halfway line. And like you just said, the worst thing was as well, the amount of times we were offside, like Gallagher, Silva,
Crazy.
Jackson. We must have broke a record for that on Monday. The amount of offsides, and I'm thinking, time the run. We playing against eight outfield players.
Yeah.
8 outfield players. 3 of them must be centre backs. Yeah, so we're playing with 3 centre backs, and we can't keep on. They're playing a 5 at the back, yeah, with 3 centre backs, or maybe 2, right? And we can't stay on side, and they're playing at the halfway line. Remember that. So all you've got a head start. All you got to do is stay in your half of the pitch, because you can't be offside in your own half, and then run down. You beat them. We got Sterling, Palmer, and Jackson. 3 of them, one of the 3 fastest players in the Premier League.
Yep.
You can't stay on side.
Can't.
That's why I can't take praise from that. People are talking about, oh yeah, but we won 4-1. Jackson's at the end smiling, skinning teeth about, I've got a hat trick and the ball. I can't take praise from that.
Can I talk about that guy? Because whilst I should be very much praising the guy that's got a hat trick, I almost like from the beginning of the game, it's like, I don't know, he tried to find this weird, awkward, fiery energy where he was shushing fans and
yeah,
you know, it was just weird. It was just weird. So obviously he got his hat trick and he's feeling very chesty, whatever, smiling at the camera at the end of the game. It's lovely and stuff. But I'm looking at that and thinking, you're in trouble because when Nkunku comes back, you're clearly proving that you are not the man to lead Chelsea as a forward.
I got a question for you though. I got a question for you.
Go on.
Would you still play Jackson when Nkunku's back after the injuries though? Or would you play him? Because before, Nkunku was playing as almost the 10 and then Jackson was playing as the 9. And I feel that link up was really good. But then I do feel that he's proven that even with someone like Cole Palmer, who is creating chances and feeding him the ball, Sterling the same way, he's not delivering. So the question I ask you is, do you reckon Nkunku's going to come in and change that, or would you just play Nkunku as the?
No, I think Nkunku's going to change that. That's what I was going to allude to, because I'm thinking the issue is you have scored a hat trick, but even within the hat trick, you've missed a boatload of what I would call strikers' chances where you're the boss. You should be giving the goalkeeper hell. Vicario should be making these saves. You shouldn't be ballooning them over the net, over the bar rather. It's just very baffling finishing, and I get it. Some guys are not the best natural finishers. We don't have many killers in the game left. That's just the truth. In terms of strikers, not number 9s anyway. We've got few left, Kane, Leward, all the older guys basically. But if you're going to lead Chelsea, a Chelsea that's trying to essentially change their fortunes after which has been a long time of development / losing players, bringing in players, transition period, whatever you want to call it. If you're going to be that guy, you need to bag the goals. That's your job. And if they're creating chances for you and you're not in the elite, if you're not efficient enough to put them away, Cole Palmer creates 5 chances and you're scoring 1. And Nkunku's going to come here and say, thank you. Nkunku's going to look at you and say, nah, I can definitely get at you. I can definitely get your spot. And he will, in my opinion. If you want to do the 4-2-3-1, I am sometimes highly critical of Gallagher, but he's starting to work for Chelsea a little bit, which in that situation, if he's working for what Pochettino wants to do you drop him? I don't think he would. But yeah, no, Jackson's in trouble. It's annoying me, bro, because remember when he was going to join you guys, I was speaking about him, and I was saying, no, he's actually quite decent. People compared him to Drogba. He hasn't got the Drogba ability, but he kind of, he's a bit more running in behind, and he's shown that. And I was saying his finishing is good, but there's something missing. So right now it's looking average, and there's a lot missing. So, we'll see what he does, man. Let's see what he does. But he's in trouble. He's in big trouble. If he thinks this game is a savior, he's done. He's a madman.
Do you know what? I think he's. I literally said on my Chelsea podcast, I think he's someone that has the talent to be a very top, to be the top striker at a club. I think the problem is that he hasn't got anyone at the moment that he should be learning from, and he should be like he hasn't got. Not even like a Haaland, you know what I mean? I don't want to use Haaland because it's just that's like, all right, Haaland's Haaland, it's different. But like maybe back in the day, a striker coming through had a striker that he could let's say, yeah, I'm happy to be number 2 right now because you're the guy. But in a couple of years, I'm going to be the guy. Just know that. Yeah. Football doesn't work like that anymore. Like you just said, there isn't real killers. Lewandowski, Kane, Haaland, you can probably put in that category at the moment.
Yeah.
But, guarantees you goals. But there isn't many. So there's no one that he can look at and say, right, I'm going to be the guy to take over from you. But I need to learn from you. So he's having to learn almost as an apprentice on the job. Do you know what I mean? And be the best skilled person in that field. So I do feel sorry for him in that aspect. But then at the same time as well, there's basic shit that he's not doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. Like, there's basic shit that even as an apprentice in any job you're doing, you have to be able to spell your name, add 1+1, fucking know how to open the door to get into the building. Shit that you just have to do as a person. That it doesn't matter what job you're doing. He's missing. There was a chance actually on Monday. I don't know how we missed it. I don't know how I still carried on watching the game after it.
Which one?
I'd have to go back and watch it. Like, the game had that many things in it. I haven't really watched the game yet, but there's a chance in the game that I thought, yeah, he's gonna score this, and I can't remember if he skies it or he just misplaces it. I can't remember what he does. He even nearly scuffed up the Hattie. I think he nearly scuffs up because I think Mudrik's running alongside him, or maybe it's the second goal.
He tripped over his own foot.
Listen, when he done that, I thought, are you all right? Like, what are you doing? When he done that, because he panicked, he thought, shit, am I passing or am I going to go around the goalkeeper? He didn't know what to do. And I thought, you mess this up. Let you mess this up, I swear. Watch. And I just think, I think he's on borrowed time, but for the wrong reasons. I think not because of any fault of his own. I just think he's been thrown into a situation where he's been made the prime striker, and that is it. But overall, to sum up, I thought Chelsea didn't play the best football. I don't think we deserved to win. I think it would have been a totally different game had it been 11v11. I thought Vicario was very good in goal for Spurs. I thought Undogi was very lucky to even... The first challenge for me was a red. So for him to make that second challenge knowing he's on a yellow was stupid. Yeah, I was impressed with Cole Palmer. I think the only thing I will say, and we'll talk maybe about this when we talk about City, the previews, is we can't play Colwell as a left back. We can't do that against City. No. So
now
I'll tell you why when we get to the previews, but it's obvious. But I want to talk quickly about Luton versus Liverpool last weekend, because that was a shocking result for me, because I did think, Kenilworth Road is a ground anyway that's very old traditions, old-fashioned, fans very close to the pitch, and they made it very difficult for Liverpool. But did you see that result coming for Luton to get a point against Liverpool?
Nope, not even close. I thought, you guys are in trouble. Sorry, it's just another day in the office for Liverpool, and then they pulled it. They pulled everything out of the bag. I was baffled. Can't lie to you. Thrown. Thing is, I was watching the game, but at the same time, because I was trying to do house stuff, I was in and out. And then I was about to go upstairs, and I heard this chong going. Surely not. You're kidding me, right? Walking outside. Okay, so I sat down for the rest of the game. I was like, all right, let's watch this. Let's watch this. This is interesting.
They were unlucky. They were. They were very unlucky, and it was one of those things there. It's typical Liverpool, where things just go their way, and it falls into place for them. And no matter how bad they've played or they've allowed a team to not really control possession, I think they had 5 shots on target, Luton, but they didn't really control possession of the ball. But they still managed to go in a 1-0 lead. But then Liverpool somehow, and it had to be Luis Diaz after all the stuff that he's gone through the last 2 or 3 weeks. It had to be him. It was a good goal, but they always find a way to get a point, Liverpool. And I thought that is technically a winner's mentality. I know they didn't win, but that's how you can go on to win things, because even when you're down and out, they kick the ball to the last kick of the whistle.
Yeah. I mean, thing is about them is because they've got so many attackers. Salah, Diaz, Nunez, who we need to talk about, by the way, bloody hell. Gakpo, Jota, Harvey Elliott has even won as well. The young guy, Ben, his last name begins with a D. I forget his name.
Ben Doak, he's going to be I think he'll take over from Salah eventually. I think he's subliminal. I think he's one of the best youngsters coming out of English football. I think he's Scottish, actually, but I might be wrong there.
No, I absolutely agree. And they've got so much of an abundance, so they've got the luxury of creating chances no matter what. There's always someone that's going to be in there. and Diaz obviously scoring the header. Obviously, and more good news coming out there this week. Obviously, that his dad got released now, so both parents are out there. By the way, I'm just going to say this: very happy about that, and I have never been through anything that he's gone through. So this is not me giving advice. I'm just saying, if it's me right now, my parents are coming to England with me, and they will stay in England.
I said that. Listen, I don't even mean to laugh and joke. It's not a serious situation, but I said the same thing. I said, why is his mum and dad still over there anyway? Because you're playing for Liverpool, big club. They know you got peas in the bank. Do you get what I'm saying? So you got to bring them over. If you're coming over, you got to bring them with you, because the moment people see you got M's in the bank, they're gonna do whatever they want and whatever they have to get the money that they feel they should be getting. So and Colombia is no joke. So I did say the same.
Get out of there, please. Just for even for your own peace of mind, to make sure that your family are looked after, because they're with you. You know what I mean? Your parents are with you, and if you leave home, if they want to come to games, by all means. And Liverpool will look after you. That's literally their thing. You'll never walk alone. They will look after you. So please, just for your own peace of mind, for their peace of mind, because as much as he was traumatized, I can only imagine how much they were traumatized being kidnapped. So
it's thank God that it's sad,
bro. You
can't
be.
I'm surprised to see him. I was surprised to see him on the bench. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But at that point against Luton, his dad's still held hostage. Do you get what I'm saying? Like his dad's not even been freed yet. So for me, I'd have to put football to the side at that point. I couldn't play football knowing that. I mean, I'd assume that he must have known that things were going in the right direction. Do you get what I'm saying? For him to even be on the pitch, because you can't. Your mum and dad can't be held captive and you're kicking ball in Luton.
No way. That football's not on your mind at all. How can it be?
Listen,
shout at him, man. Shout at him.
Please, free, man.
Get your parents out. I'm begging you. Begging you. Get them out of there, man.
even if they want to stay, listen, look, there's a nice place. Magul, trying to think of some nice. Formby. Come to Liverpool, man. There's some nice places in Liverpool. Formby's nice. They'll love it there, man. Just bring them to Liverpool. Let them live in a nice place. Formby's lovely. Blunder Sands is lovely. Crosby is lovely in Liverpool. Let them come and stay here, man. They can't be in Colombia, man. They can't. But just before we move on from the last couple of games last week, I wanted to touch on Arsenal versus Newcastle versus Arsenal. Very, very controversial game. And so controversial, they were still speaking about it on the Monday Night Football. I don't know if you got to see Gary Neville do the example of what happened and all this and da-da-da-da-da. The first thing I thought was, let me phone Sky and cancel my subscription because I'm not paying for this bullshit. But IPTV people hit me up. But it was an interesting game because I wasn't sure which way it was going to go before kickoff. And it was one of those games, if I was betting on football, it would have been one of those games I would have left out because I just wouldn't have realised who to bet my money on, because either team were going to win that game. Do you know what I mean? It was never going to be a draw, I didn't feel. But did you see Newcastle winning that? I mean, Arsenal probably would have been the favourites in terms of the slight favourites in terms of winning it. But did you think Newcastle deserved the win? Did you think it was even a goal as well?
Newcastle were my favourites to win. Newcastle deserved to win. And Newcastle's goal, for me, now really looking at the goal, legitimate. Sorry if you don't like the Arsenal fans. Because it's similar. The ball being out is similar to the Germany-Japan game with Mitoma. So, the ball, because now it's not a case of once the ball even touches the outside, it's done. Everyone knows. It's like taking a corner. As long as even a little bit of it is looking like it's over the line rather than on the line, then you're allowed to take the corner from wherever you want to. So when it comes to the ball being off the pitch or whether for a goal kick in that instance, if the whole ball's not over the line, you got to hold that. Obviously, the angles are inconclusive. That's a bit of another worrying thing for technology, because apparently you can't figure out how to get cameras to do a certain angle. All right, say no more. But at least you Arsenal fans are also not sure that the ball was over the line. And in any rule in football, similar as how it was offside, if you are not sure that someone's offside, you always give the advantage to the striker, because you can't give a goal. Oh no, you can't cancel out a goal and then let everyone say, it should have been. You can't do that. So that's the first one. Second one, this supposed foul on Gabriel. If you watch before, he's already committed his body downwards. So now when Joelinton's jumping, yes, he's got two hands on the back of his neck, I think it was, in terms of where he was jumping from. But for me, Gabriel's already made a movement forward. He's already going. I don't know if he's trying to do a diving header or whatever, but for me, I was thinking he was trying to buy a foul because Raya flapped at the ball. So I think he's trying to find the players behind him, a bit of pressure, whatever. As for offside, I mean, they're saying we can't have a conclusive angle. From what I was seeing, Gordon was behind Joelinton, so what's the offside talk for? Goal. So that's it. But they deserve the win because if you manage to stop Arsenal's wing play, you stop Arsenal. Saka and Martinelli are the go-tos. Nketiah is a goal scorer, but he's not someone that they're going to depend on because once Gabriel Jesus is fit again, he's back in the lineup. So the other two are the go-tos. And what Newcastle did so well is they sort of just doubled up on the key players of Arsenal, the most dangerous players. So Martinelli didn't have space, Saka didn't have space, Nketiah couldn't get a touch in. Odegaard was non-existent again. It's the small things they were doing so well to make sure that they nullified your threat. So no matter what stats Arsenal fans want to bring forward about ball being in play for this long or whatever, or touches or passes or whatever you want to bring to the table, they nullified your threat. That is controlling possession without having the ball. So you got dealt with. Simple as that. It happens. You got dealt with. And also, I mean, actually, no. I know you're going to get into it because I'm trying to think about the certain situations where referees almost kind of bottled it a little bit, VAR with the fouls and or whatnot.
Which one?
Havertz and Bruno. Havertz when he chopped was it Gordon?
Yeah.
That's a red, by the way.
That's a red card. Sorry, I watched that much football and yeah, I had to delve back to last weekend then. But yeah, that's a red card, man. I mean,
that's red.
The refs for me are worrying me in this country. Every week we seem to be talking about, and I didn't really want to bring it up, but VAR. We always talk about VAR. We're always talking about the wrong decisions. Even how long even in the not going back to that, but even the Spurs game, there was 5 disallowed goals. I think that was the record. So, and they were rightfully wrong, right? But my point is that we played an extra half an hour of football in that game. The other point to that is that in this game, Newcastle Arsenal, was that it took them so long to do things when. And I'm not saying they should rush it either, because you see what happens when they do that when it's Spurs Liverpool. But just get it right, man. What happened to the days where the referee has the power to make a decision on the pitch and he gets it right? What is the point in having? We may not even have a ref on the pitch, We could just have 3 men in a room.
Fact.
And they play a loud klaxon over the speaker when they want to, just like a whistle, and then everyone stops because the ref ain't got no power on that pitch. Really, theoretically, has he? He can make a decision.
That's what Andrew's trying to get at, and people are trying to chat rubbish about him. Because he was. He was right.
I haven't listened to it. I purposely never listened to it because I could tell people going to jump on top of him when he said.
Bro, it was such nonsense. He's basically come out and said, they asked him about the red cards, and it was almost like, well, what do you want me to say? They're red cards. You know what I mean? Yeah. In the press conference, he was like, at the end of the day, yes, we will complain. It's natural. I don't like VAR. But at the same time, the referees have to have authority. So if we keep bitching and moaning about them, things are just going to keep, the authority is going to keep dwindling down to the point where you just ask why. Yeah. So, So, as much as I don't like VAR, and then I think football fans are just weird people sometimes. You're bringing out clips. Weird from when it was at Celtic, and I think they drew a game. I don't know if it was against Rangers or the Towers Rangers, and you're saying stuff like, he's such a hypocrite because he's complaining. No, he didn't complain. He said, look, if you're asking me whether it's going to even out, there's no point because it's not going to happen. I don't like VAR. Yeah. That's what we're saying. And you're going on to, it's weird. But this is what I'm saying about football fans complain. This is the issue here. You wanted VAR. You wanted some video assistance referee in there, and he came in. And what you struggle to understand at first is that there's still going to be human error because the cameras record, but there's still man them behind it making the decisions. It's not a computer. So you have to hold that. That's number one. And number two, referees are not all the same. So as much as even me, I will complain about consistency. But my guys, I'm complaining about consistency in terms of the rules. Let there be clear and concise rules for every referee to abide by. So no matter the situation, it ends in the same result.
Black and white, isn't it?
Black and white. But at the end of the day, the way it's set up is still opinion based. So if Michael Oliver thinks it's a foul, but what's his name? Saint Taylor thinks it's not a foul. Anthony Taylor, you're gonna have to hold that. I'm sorry, it is what it is. So it's football. We'll bitch and moan, we'll debate, and it's lovely. But my guys, they're not the same people. So hold it or shut up.
I've said from the start, right? I don't have an issue with VAR. I don't. I think it's the people controlling the VAR that I have the issue with. Now, I've always said as well, and I used to do this, but I've stopped now. But years ago, I used to blame the refs for certain decisions, even up to when we played Spurs at Stamford Bridge and Mark Cucurella gets his hair pulled. Anthony Taylor sees that clear as day. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that's. I can't remember who done that. I think it might have been Romero. Was it Romero? I think it was actually. Anyway, and I think he went on to score the winner. I might be wrong there, but exactly. But my point is, you can't go into a game expecting the referee to get everything right, and if he gets things wrong, you can't then blame the referee for that because you still have 90 minutes to affect a game, in my opinion. Now, if it's mad corruption, and we're talking about. Like Anthony Taylor the other week actually against Coventry, there was a game that when he got demoted last weekend to the Championship, he gave them the worst penalty I think I've seen in a while. I would say, anyway.
Yeah.
It was a kind of like a no contact penalty. I didn't really understand it, but whatever. Right? Now, if that happens to United or Chelsea or Liverpool, whoever, you still have time to affect the game. Now, are you down 1-0 deficit? Yeah, 100%. Should the penalty been given? No. Can you change it? No. Just carry on with the game then, because bitching and moaning about it ain't gonna change anything. The ref's given his decision. That's it. The only thing I want to see change with VAR is, and they do this in other countries, other countries, other leagues, is if a decision's made by Anthony Taylor, whoever, and he's told to go to the screen. If he don't want to change his decision and he thinks he's still right, if he's seen the video or the still images and he thinks, you know what, I'm right, I'm still right anyway. I've heard what you lot have said in my ear. I've checked the screen. I think I'm right. I'm gonna go stand by my decision. That's it. That's what these refs need to do. Get some balls, and just say, no, I've heard what you've said, but this is actually what I think, and this is what I'm gonna do, because this is my decision. That's the thing for me. Like when you go to watch La Liga or you watch the Ligue 1, they get it right. They get it spot on every single time. So that's my only worry. The only thing I wanted to say quickly on the Newcastle Arsenal game was something you pointed out was around the fact that they was able to keep Saka, Martinelli very quiet, Odegaard, and I think the switch at half time with Livramento coming on and Kieran Trippier going to left back. Spot on from Eddie Howe. Yeah. Spot on from him. He got that spot on, man. What was your thoughts actually on Arsenal? Because obviously now they're fourth in the league. 24 points, 11 games played. They're three off the top now. I mean, are they still title contenders? Are they still in that contention with Villa climbing up behind them?
Yeah, they are. But it's funny how football works because, like, we're only what 11 games in. 11 games, roughly. 11 games in, and only 3 points is nothing. Obviously, because City are top, everyone's gonna start panicking and thinking that it's done because they're top. City only are a point ahead of Tottenham, and that's only after you guys stopped them from winning the game. So it just depends. But Arsenal are in the title race. I don't think anyone below them is in the title race or will be. I mean, maybe Villa might be, which is crazy to say because everybody's doing a great job. You never know what form they can pick up. But I think that top four would be the title race top four. Obviously, Spurs with the injuries now. We're going to see how that pans out. But it's funny because Arsenal are, I mean, knowing how Man United are, Man United won't catch up. But it's funny, Man United are only 2 wins away from Arsenal. So they're not gone the way people make them sound like they're gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's a funny sport. You'll see what happens. But no, they're in the title race. But Arteta needs to figure out. He started the season weird as well. That party at right back thing, I didn't understand that first, and then loading out Tierney when you now lose Zinchenko, so you don't have a left back. So now you're playing, what's his name there? You play someone else there. I can't remember now.
Who, right back?
And then left back.
Left back. Not.
And then you got Timber. Then Timber got injured.
Yeah.
Like it was just
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu. But even Tomiyasu's in and out of the team. Tomiyasu played really well when he came off the bench 2 weeks ago when they won their game. Then played really well in the Champions League. Got man of the match, and then didn't see him pitch the next game until the second half.
It's worrying for them.
What is that? Like, find a consistency of your team. You had a starting 11 certified last season. You added Timber to it. You've kept Tomiyasu. In my opinion, should have probably kept Tierney as well. And the reason I'm saying that is because, just for me personally, I like to have 2 certified left backs and right backs, and then your extra backup left back and right back.
Yeah.
Because Zinchenko already was having injury issues last season anyway. He's not as injury prone as Tierney, but you had to use Tierney there or Tomiyasu there because someone couldn't stay fit. On the other side, for some reason, Ben White never completes 90 minutes, so there might be a fitness issue there. So you've got Timber in, but then you don't know what could happen with Timber. That's the risk. You already got Tomiyasu. That's a safe bet. Fine. And then you back up your centre backs that you have already. So I just find it weird that you're putting Partey there, and then you'll put Declan Rice by himself, but Declan Rice is playing now like a box-to-box role, so don't have any real protection. And then Gabriel Jesus gets starting to become injury prone, so you've got Nketiah there. Cool, but then are you playing him up front or are you playing Trossard up front? Is Martinelli up front and is Trossard left wing? The only person that knows his position is Saka. Because even Ramsdale's on bench, and I can't lie to you, the sooner he drops Raya, the better. Because he's atrocious. I don't know what people are seeing at Brentford, but I think Spurs were lucky. They were very lucky that he said no. They're very lucky.
The thing is, people also, well, I don't know about Arsenal fans, but a lot of football fans, some Arsenal fans as well, they're singing the praises of Raya, and I watch him, and I think you've got Ramsdale, who almost got you to a Premier League last season on the bench. Now, there's a lot of talk about Ramsdale going in the winter window. Now, again, we need a goalkeeper at Chelsea.
Take him.
I think there's real talk about that. I think whether it happens in the winter window, I'm not sure, because then obviously you got to replace Arsenal got to replace him. Do you know what I mean? I don't know who they could bring in to do that, but I think it's a strange one, really. I don't think they'll be as close to the Premier League as they were last season. I think I look at Tottenham this season with the way that they started. I look at Liverpool, who will climb up there. They were by us not too long ago. Now they're third, so they're on a good run of games. And obviously, you've got to look at Newcastle again. I know people don't want to rule them out, but as an outsider, you'd have to tip them as in the title race at least, I think. So yeah, it's one of them. I think Arsenal will struggle this season with the injuries as well, with the fact that they're having to play players out of position to an extent. And like you said about Raya, don't get the hype, but I don't watch enough Arsenal games as well to fully judge him. But from what I do see, he's not as good as Ramsdale, in my opinion.
Facts. And I agree. And if the idea was for him to play a bit more of a passing, I mean, Ramsdale's really shown they can play passing football as a goalkeeper. So me personally, I just don't understand it. Spurs couldn't get him, so they moved on. They got a better goalkeeper, in my opinion. When he was at Brentford, I understand that the idea was obviously Brentford play a similar style of football, but I was like, he's not part of any of these build-ups. What is his standout ability? I don't think firstly, more than anything as well, you're a goalkeeper. Flipping goal, do your job first.
Yeah, that's it. Save the ball, man. Save the ball.
And you can't do that. So, no, you should be on the bench. But, hey, Arteta, if he wants to keep running that, me personally, I have no problem. Keep doing it.
It's true. I've got to bring up the next game. I don't really want to talk about this game in particular, actually, because there was a game since then that I want to talk about, and you know where I'm going with this.
Go on.
You know already. So I want to talk about obviously last night's game. Sorry, not last night, night before last. So yeah, I don't know where to start with this one, man. So yeah, basically, anyone who's listening, I'm talking about United, Copenhagen versus Manchester United. United started the game very well. 2 goals from Rasmus Højlund. Again, I haven't seen the goals, but for him to get on score sheet, looks like it was going to be a good night for United. But to come back and then to just show a different level of, or lack of level of quality in the second half, to allow Copenhagen to finish the game 4-3. I remember when we last recorded, I said to you, next couple of weeks is crucial for Erik ten Hag. And I'm not blaming him for the game on Wednesday, because I don't really, from what I'm hearing, it's not really his fault why the game ended the way it did from United fans. But your face is telling me that I'm wrong there, so I'm going to let you come in right now.
No. Remember we spoke about Spurs earlier on about the injury with Madison. Yeah, literally 3 minutes ago as we were talking, and Postecoglou has confirmed that Van de Ven will also be out till January with injuries. They're both out till January. It's 2 months minimum.
No, they're done.
Oh my God.
They're done. I'm clapping because I'm happy right now, and I don't want to. And I'll be honest. I'm not clapping because they're injured, because I wouldn't wish that on any football.
Of course, yeah.
But these Spurs fans needed a little humbling, and the pie just got delivered like Amazon Prime to you Spurs fans, because you Spurs fans keep talking about all these other clubs, and now your time is done.
Wow.
Your time is done, because you know they're not backing into that transfer kitty again. You know that. You know they're not going into the transfer market. You know that for a fact.
They're going to have to. But I will say this, though. It's a bit worrying, because you know who they've been linked with?
Go on.
And this is no disrespect to the player, but I'm sorry. There's a step up, unfortunately. Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth.
Oh, yeah, I see that. I did see that.
He's not a bad player, but he's not going to help you. Anyway.
Nah.
Boy. Maybe Andrew's right. Maybe he's going to be the guy. Who knows?
What we're going to do on the next one, we're going to talk about Spurs fully. And I want to get a Spurs fan on here. I think I know the Spurs fan to get on. I got 2 in mind, actually.
Patrick.
We're gonna get 2 on. We're going to bring Callum on as well. Get Callum to come on.
Yeah.
To be fair, because he'll give. Not that Patrick won't do that, because I want both of them on, but Callum's very more calmer.
I hear it.
Calmer. You know what I'm saying? But
the way you're smiling, yeah.
Listen. I see what you did there, though. You try to distract man from the Copenhagen thing. I see what you done there. But no, straight back, man, straight back. But what we were saying before about, obviously, Ten Hag is not on borrowed time, and like I said, someone told me, United fan, that Wednesday's game wasn't down to Ten Hag as such. No, there's more that the players could have done, I believe, on the pitch at the time. Again, you're doing something that makes me think I'm wrong there, so I'm glad to be corrected. But is Ten Hag on that slippery slope still? Because, I mean, that's a game, you're 2-0 up. You should see it out, or at least get a draw, at least get a point.
It wasn't completely his fault. I'd say it was 80% of the players, 20% him. But the 20% is the small things that I've been annoyed with him with, that he just keeps doing, where I'm just like, okay, it's questionable. Now, first half an hour, beautiful. You're fantastic. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. Beautiful. Control the game. I think when they took kick off, they tried to create a chance within the first 10 seconds. We dealt with that, and after that was United. Scored 2 good goals. No stress. The red card, now looking back, at first I thought, get him off, red card. Now looking back, my question to the referee is, where does he plant his foot? Because he's trying to shield. So
yeah, I thought it was unlucky.
Yes, unlucky. Give him a yellow for it at most, but that's not a red card for me. But
can I just say, though,
that's not the biggest. Go on.
In the consistency of things, and we've seen those kind of challenges recently, I can give him as a red, though. I can, because sorry, did he go to the screen and look at that, or did he just straight?
He did, yeah.
Okay. And I bet he got like a slow still image, or he got a still image of that.
He didn't see that. He just got still. He got still images.
Okay, so that's why I can see why he got sent off. But
yeah.
I agree with you 100% that because he's not actually like going in for a tackle, is he? He's kind of shielding himself, shielding the ball, and he has to put his foot somewhere, like you said.
Yeah, but then this is the consistency question, because Liverpool, they lost 3-2 to Toulouse on Thursday night. They should have got a red card for a very similar. No, not very similar. Pretty much the same thing.
Was it Endo?
I think it was Endo, yeah, but he's gone in for a challenge. That's the difference. He's actually gone in for a challenge. So
he got a yellow.
That's where I'm asking for consistency in terms of the rules for the referees, so that the referee can come to a conclusion. But obviously, it's a different referee, so it's come down to a different result in it. It is what it is. But that's the red card happens. Red cards happen in football. This is my biggest issue. This is where I want the manager to immediately smell the danger, considering how United have reacted to red cards or going in front and then conceding within 5 minutes anyway. Like, I want you to smell the danger and say, okay, Arsenal's Marcus Rashford here. So how am I going to change things to make things compact, make it a bit better defensively? Now, this is where I don't blame him. Bad luck. The goal that they scored, the first one, was offside. Anyone that looks back at it, when the ball's crossed in, Elyounoussi, who scores the first goal, that's the equalizer. The second was the equalizer. The first one, as he hits it, there's a player in between Maguire and Onana, and that's not a Man United player. That's a Copenhagen player. And secondly, that Copenhagen player is in front of Onana, so he's blocking his view.
So it's offside.
So exactly. So when the shot is taken, Onana's reacting late. Because at first I was looking at Onana trying to make the save. I was like, "Why are you reacting so late?"
You can't see it. You can't see it.
Yeah, I didn't really see the play at first, and then when I saw them take it from a different angle, I was like, "That's why he dived late, because he's seen the ball late, because he couldn't see the ball." So they've got that wrong. Fine. Second one, penalty. I don't think it was a penalty. I don't think ours was a penalty in the second half, so I'll just put that out there now. But this is where my concerns happen, bro. This is where I get really concerned. Substitutions. Here it is, yeah. Okay. Johnny Evans gets injured, so you bring on Rafael Varane. No stress. Man United concede. Your shape is still not there. The club, the squad, the players are just sort of everywhere. There's no real organization. So in that moment, I want you to maybe decide to take off one player and just say, you guys do this. Maybe sacrifice another forward. Just because, and not Højlund, but another forward. So that'll be, in this instance, Garnacho. Just so, you can maintain a bit of structure. Yeah. But then you can try and use Højlund's pace on the counter. Because, bro, I'm not going to lie to you, 10 men and Copenhagen were still the most vulnerable out of the sides. That's crazy to say considering they won the game, but they were vulnerable as hell.
Yeah.
Didn't do that.
I can understand that, though.
Yeah, but you didn't take advantage of that. Second half, you bring on Amrabat for Eriksen. So you've taken off your creative deep line player for a bit more defensive stability. So you're hoping for McTominay and Amrabat to do the defensive duties better. They have Fernandes to create for Garnacho and Højlund to just use the speed to go down. Fine. Makes sense. No problem. But then we go 3-2 down. Oh, wait. Sorry, no. Let me just check to get the order right. I always forget if I get this right or not. So
no,
we
you
scored
3-2 up. You went Fernandes.
No, we were 3-2 up. So we're 3-3. Okay.
Yeah.
3-3. So this is where I got annoyed. This is where I was like, you're actually just killing yourself here. Throw this to the side. They're still vulnerable because you're still creating chances despite being down to 10 men. And then they get a goal. So your next move is to take off Højlund and put Mason Mount at false 9. Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
To do what? Because you have made it clear that you signed Mason Mount because not only is he a good player, but his main strength for you is his ability to press. Okay, no stress. Let him do his thing. Except in this situation, you're not pressing. You're inviting pressure so you can counter-attack. So if you're going to take off Højlund, as much as I don't like or rate I won't say I don't like him, as much as I don't rate the guy highly, the next potent person on the bench to score a goal or help create a chance for his forwards is Anthony Martial. And you brought on Mason Mount. And again, and I keep saying this is why I don't get onto Mason Mount, and despite how Man United fans feel about him, is because when you're bringing him off the bench into a situation where you're telling him to do a random job, it's not going to work with the rest of the squad. So he's going to look like a lost puppy. He looked lost again. In fact, I didn't see him. I think he got 2 touches, max. I didn't see him. And I can't blame him. Why is he there? He should not be there. And you've got 5 subs, by the way. Use 3. So if you want to take off Højlund, bring on Anthony Martial. And if you're in a bossy midfield, take off Garnacho and bring on Mason Mount there. What is happening? You're killing yourself. This is where my anger is, you know. It's not even a case of I think you're a bad coach, but help yourself.
Yeah.
And the Man United fans, the squad is not good enough. We've got these bummy players, and like, all right, cool. Right. But we finished third last year, and we got a trophy. We were beaten out of trophy bar one game, and our away record was decent. It was started shoddy at first, but eventually we got control of things and we did all right for the season. All right, cool. If the squad is that bad, number one, players that are still there from before him, no problem. Number two, he brought these players in.
Facts.
So why does this get blamed? What's going on? Oh yeah, but if we sack another manager, it's the same cycle. Absolutely. But quite frankly, it's proven that his players that he's bringing in are not working. Onana, no problem with. Martinez, no problem with. Mason Mount, I'm telling you right now, I have no issue with him because quite frankly, I'm saying it's not his fault. Anthony. I don't know if Casemiro was one that he wanted, but I know Casemiro is one that he okayed. So if that name's been brought to you and you said, oh, yeah, it's Casemiro, bring him in, find a way to use him. You found him the way this year, and then suddenly it's gone down the bin. Say no more. Johnny Evans was supposed to be the backup. I'm seeing Johnny Evans in the lineup more than Rafael Varane. It's getting worrying. So I can blame him. I can get on his neck, and you are not going to stop me. Honestly, that is it. But this is where the problem is for him now.
You missed one, by the way.
Who?
Serge Reguilon.
Yeah, I don't mention his name in this house, bro. I don't say his name in this house. I can't lie to you. I don't say that name in this house. I promise you. But I want to ask you a question. I don't know if you've noticed a pattern. What is the one team that Man United lose to before they sack a manager every single time?
It's not Chelsea.
Around October as well. October, November.
It's not us. I don't know.
Nope. Liverpool.
Is it really?
Yes. Yeah. I guess we got in a couple of weeks.
No, you're lying. Is that true?
Mourinho. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Randy got panned by him, and that's when Randy got destroyed by Liverpool. They said we've confirmed that he's not going to be our next manager. So that was already a dead and gone. And Ten Hag is now looking at Liverpool. He's already gone there and lost 7-0. If they give you another humbling, you're in trouble, my friend.
You're right.
I am tired of sacking managers. Believe me, I'm fed up. In 10 years, we've had 8 either interim or permanent managers. But
I forgot that. I remember that. Yeah.
But now we're talking about Liverpool again. Listen, if they give us another slapping, I will be first on this platform here. And my first words after you say how you doing, bro, it would be get him out. Let me get my charger. 1 second. I'm angry.
As he goes to get the charger, I mean, I think United are at a crossroads now. They either need to step up, play for the manager, because I feel at the moment, Anthony, I don't know what he brings. I'm not sure what he brings
Nothing.
I don't know what he brings. So yeah, I don't know what he brings. I feel like the Mason Mount signing was more he's available, so we'll get him. Had he had 4 or 5 years on his deal, I don't think I don't think United would even try and come in for him. I think he was available. Let's get him. Liverpool want him, so we'll get him as well. I feel that was maybe Ten Hag did want him, but I just feel that there was a lot of talk about him going to Liverpool. You know, Jurgen Klopp was a big fan of him. You know, he'd spoken to the club, his representative. So there was obviously talks going on. So it was always between United and Liverpool, but I feel United wanted him. I just feel the players have got to step up for this manager, because I do hear the argument of if you sack another manager, then what does it bring and and all the rest of it. I do get that, because what are you going to achieve by sacking Ten Hag? But at the same time as well, he has to be held accountable as well as the manager. And I think when you're a manager at a big club like United, things don't just go under the radar. If you're not winning games and getting results, especially at United because of all the off-field stuff. If you was at City or wherever, you know, Liverpool or Chelsea, you probably get a bit more time from the fans, but the fans are annoyed and pissed off because of the owners. Now they're pissed off because the manager's pissing them off as well.
You
know what I mean? So it's both sides. So now and then that's going to trickle out to, well, that player's pissing me off because he's not doing this and we paid this, that, and that's already happening. So The manager was the saving grace for the club. Let's be honest. He was the one that was meant to come in, change things, get the team back a bit more, like bit of stability into the team. And he sort of done that last season. But this season, you can't go back.
Nope.
You can't underperform. How you've set a benchmark now. You got a cup and you got third place, so you have to better that.
Yeah.
If you can't better that, you ain't the man.
You need to even just be a little bit satisfactory. If you finish third again, but you don't win a trophy, we will hold that. If you finish fourth, you don't win a trophy, we can hold that. Like we understand United are under.
You can't finish outside top like European spots.
Thank you. And bro,
Do you know what I mean?
No one can tell me he hasn't been backed. These players are players that he's looked at and wanted. And more than anything, the biggest thing this club done for you, I mean, it was going to happen anyway after the interview, but they backed you over Ronaldo times a million.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Because Ronaldo is very much used to getting everything he wants at Real Madrid.
You know when we say no one's bigger than the club?
Oh, he's bigger.
We have to probably say Ronaldo is bigger than the club. We do, because as much as he didn't get his own way at United, I think he kind of did in a way as well, because he left on his terms a little bit.
I don't think he's. I think
not bigger than United, sorry, but he's bigger than a football club. He's bigger than.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he could tell you tomorrow, oh, actually, I want to come back and play for United. I think United would probably sign him.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And the thing is, it's crazy because even though we all know he's never going to be bigger than United as a club, as an institution, whatever. But the way football is now and the way Ballon d'Or, La Liga, everything else focused on Messi and Ronaldo, they've become the untouchables. I would argue that the similar stature of legends of the past never had that sort of control in their clubs. Messi can walk into a dressing room and say A, B, C, D, and A, B, C, D happens. Mm-hmm. Ronaldo can go into a dressing room and do the same thing, or a boardroom and do the same thing, and that should not happen. Obviously, there was rumors from time where about Chelsea and player power, where Terry and Lampard could go into Abramovich's office and all that, but that could also just be a suggestion. We're not happy with him. What's going on? But it's not they said it, so you're out. That was okay. The players are obviously disgruntled, so let me see what's happening here. Whereas if Ronaldo said, go and get rid of, who was that idiot they had in charge of them? Was he there at that time? Vanderlei Luxembourg or whatever his name was. I can't remember if it was there. Yeah, he can go. Get out. Absolutely. Messi can say, this guy is not good enough. It was Luis Enrique. I mean, he won the trouble with Luis Enrique, so I'm sure he didn't say that. But if he felt that way, they would have given him the keys. So when you give these two players control like that, someone like Ronaldo then feels he can have the chest to go onto the interview with Piers Morgan and say what he said, because he knew one of two things was going to happen. And it's very obvious saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Either they sack him from his contract and he goes, or they go and say, oh yeah, but it's Ronaldo.
Yeah, we'll let him stay. He's got to have his say as well. He's got to speak his truth, as they like to say these days. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, honestly, that's how I feel. But I want the guy to succeed, man. I am a fan of Ten Hag. I've been a fan of Ten Hag since Ajax. He's just not helping himself right now, man. He's not. He's not. So the sooner he figures that out, the better. Because otherwise, he's going to be next on the list.
I've got to start the prediction somewhere. We're going to start it at Luton versus Manchester United, which is this weekend.
I am going to say this because I expect this, and if it's anything less, I'm not going to be happy next week either. 3-0 minimum.
I'm assuming you mean United when you say
yes. Do not concede. 3-0. I don't care what they did against Liverpool. And you come and tell me now they're difficult. No. 3-0
at Old Trafford as well.
Absolutely. Hand them a beating and then send them back to the airport. 3-0 done. Game over. Yeah. More I expect, but I'm saying 3-0 just to be kind.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. Let's start with the early kickoff tomorrow, which is Wolves Tottenham. So obviously now we know they've obviously lost key players. They've got the 2 suspensions with Romero, Udogie as well. Obviously Romero is a free match as well. So, oh no, will he? Is he?
Yeah. I think he is.
It was a straight red, wasn't it?
That Van Dijk one was a bit weird as well, where he got a red card and he was only suspended for 1 game. So
yeah.
I don't know what the rules are anymore. Yeah.
Either way, he's not playing against Wolves. So what's your prediction for Wolves Tottenham?
Wolves will score, but I think Spurs will still steal it. I'll go 2-1 Tottenham.
I'll go 2-1 Tottenham actually as well on that one. Arsenal Burnley, Arsenal at home, Emirates.
Burnley are terrible, man. Burnley are terrible. Also, shout out
I think he's next manager to go. But yeah, sorry, very
No,
important.
I agree. I agree. He's struggling bad, really bad. I was gonna say shout out Lau Foster as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Mental health. Take all the time you need. Arsenal should win that 4-0, in my opinion. Actually, wait, no. If they start right off 4-1.
Yeah, they're going to concede one goal, man. I think Burnley score first, then Arsenal get the 4.
Yeah, why not?
Now this game I'm actually going to watch tomorrow. I'm interested in this game. Crystal Palace versus Everton at Selhurst. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow.
You know what? Everton 3-1.
They've picked up some good form lately. I do think Selhurst is a tough ground, whichever club you are to go to and get 3 points. I'm going to go 1-1 in that one. I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Palace is really tough to go to. The evening kickoff tomorrow is Bournemouth versus Newcastle. 5:30 kickoff at the Vitality Stadium.
Bournemouth, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe's old team.
Yeah. I think that's why they put it on TV to make it the showdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what a showdown indeed. Yeah.
I can't wait.
I can't wait for that one. Yeah. Here come Eddie Howe and Matt Ritchie to Bournemouth. 3-0 Newcastle.
You reckon?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, I'm going for that. I'll stick with that.
Do you know what I'm gonna say? I think Bournemouth can do the number on them.
They could.
The only reason I say that is I feel at some point this Champions League run that Newcastle are on is going to come back kind of to get them a little bit. And I feel that, not in terms of injuries, but I just think when you're playing these games, what did they play? Dortmund on Tuesday, I think it was. So I know they've had time to fly back, recuperate, train, whatever. But I do think those games will come thick and fast over the next couple. And I think there's going to be a point where they're just going to crash and burn a little bit Newcastle, and I think that's coming very soon. They've got a couple of injuries as well. Let's go to the Sunday, which again, there's a couple of games there as well. So we've got Aston Villa versus Fulham, which is the first one at Villa Park on Sunday.
It's not a bad game. It's not a bad game at all. But I'll go Villa 4-1.
Ooh. They did have a good win yesterday again in the Europa League conference. Ollie Watkins, and I think I can't remember who scored the first one.
The first one was Diego Carlos.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So good win for them yesterday. I'm gonna go 1-0 Villa. I think Ollie Watkins will score. Keep his scoring record going there. Brighton Sheffield United is the next one at 2 p.m. at Amex Stadium.
Hear me out, man.
Don't, man.
Hear me out, man. Sheffield United 2-1.
No, I can't back
that.
I can't entertain that. I'm sorry, man. It's one club I hate. I'm sorry, Sheffield United fans. I hate Sheffield United.
Oh, they're jarring. They're jarring.
Yeah. But go on. I want to hear your rationale behind this one.
Brighton have. This is something for me that I've clocked. I'm not saying I hope anyone else has clocked it. Just for me, this is how I feel about them. They have periods where they'll win good games or draw, look good. Then they have one slip up. Then they go again for a longer period. Then they have a slip up. I think this week is a slip up. After that international break, they'll come back. They'll do their thing. But this week, yeah, man, I think Sheffield United might get a little number on them. Of course, if they have a referee that's also generous enough to give them an absolutely nothing of a penalty, absolutely go for it.
They're actually on a really bad run of games, Brighton. They've only won 2 in their last 10.
Oh, well, then maybe.
Sorry, 3. They've won 3. 2 against Ajax and then Bournemouth.
Oh, wow. Their league form's that bad.
Yeah, they haven't won a game since Bournemouth. They've drawn against Liverpool, drawn against Fulham, Everton, lost to Chelsea, lost to Villa, and then lost to City as well. So they've been on a bit of a mad run in the league. But Liverpool, Brentford,
Liverpool Brentford. Ooh, that's a dodgy one. Brentford are
Anfield though. Anfield.
it is Anfield, but I think Liverpool win. But I'm gonna go 3-2.
Nah, I can see them. I can see them smashing them to
You
pieces.
think they're gonna smash them?
I think that's mad. Their attack scary. As much as again,
Yeah.
Liverpool fans, I'm not your favorite fan as a Chelsea fan, but I think their attack's scary. I look at their attackers and they can very intricate. They can take one out, bring one in, and they still look the same. Although Nunez, we didn't mention Nunez. That miss, Jesus Christ, that miss was bad.
That guy, he's not a serious guy. And I'm gonna kill myself here for one moment. When he was linked to Man United, believe me, I wanted that guy badly. But it's because I know he's a nuisance. He's a
he can
nuisance.
be. He's a good.
So annoying to defend against.
Yeah.
But his finishing, my God.
It's awful, isn't it?
Man,
His touch as well. His first
Imagine
touches.
you had a front two of him and Nicholas Jackson. I think you'd scream. I think you'd scream murder.
You just want to watch the games, man. I mean, why would you put yourself through that agony of watching them two up front? Like his first touch is awful as well. Like, yeah, I ain't got nothing to say about him, but his touch is awful. West Ham Forest.
West Ham 2-0.
Yeah, I can go with that. Oh no, let me take that back quickly. Let me take that back because I've been watching Forest quite a bit, and they actually are a good team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1-1 again. I think that'll be a draw. Maybe 2-2, but 1-1. I'm gonna go 1-1.
I'm just gonna put this claim out here. Because West Ham are my locals, I always bet them to beat everybody. So if you look at my predictions, they win in the league.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I've noticed.
That's why I nearly agreed with you, and I thought, no. Forest are a good team, man. I like Morgan Gibbs-White, man. I do like him. He's a
good player. Good player. Yeah.
Obviously, the last game, the evening game, 4:30 Sunday, Chelsea versus Man City. Be honest. Be ruthless. Be brutal.
I'll be as honest as I can. I think the game's going to go like this. I don't think you're going to get trounced. I think what's going to happen is they're going to take the lead. You will equalize. You'll both have chances, but yours will be more clear cut and you'll be screaming at certain forwards. And it's not only Nicholas Jackson. You'll be screaming at forwards. I'm not getting the bag. But I will say this. I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to not say to who, because I think you can go one of two ways. So this is my prediction. Sterling comes back.
Sitting on the fence, man.
I am absolutely. I can do this. It's not my team. Sterling to hit a winner against his old team, or someone like Alvarez. A Kanji or Alvarez. Yeah, like a defender, a Kanji or a Ake.
Alvarez,
come and get a winner. Alvarez, I think, will have a stinker.
You reckon? Nah, not against.
I think he's so good. I think he's so good. But I think this game's not gonna be for him.
I'd have him.
I'd have him at United straight away. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's so good, but I just think in this game won't suit him.
A stinker.
That being said, I've said that now. If he does you guys in, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Alvarez hat trick coming then. I said on my From the Shed End podcast that it's going to be 3-1 City, and I'd look like a clown if I change it now. So I'm going to go 3-1 City. I still think they'll do us. I think our defense will be. Poch is either going to go back to a back three to try and nullify City, their attacking, or he's going to play Levi Colwill at left back and keep Ian Maatsen and Mark Cucurella on the bench, which is, you know, that mind-blowing emoji that you can get where the mind's blown out. When I see the lineup, that's what I'll look like, because I won't get it.
If you put Colwill at left back and they play Doku, I think you might suffer.
It'll be Foden. I think Foden will be on the
right.
And then I think Doku will be Reece James's job. And I think that's even worse because he ain't got the legs. He ain't even played a full 90 minutes for how long. So I think that's even worse. I think Doku, they'll put him on the left knowing that Reece James ain't fully fit and he can run rings around him. And then next to James possibly will either be Badiashile, Dazazi, or who am I missing out there? Yeah, or probably put Silva. You probably put Thiago Silva there and move. If it was me, I'd have James, Thiago Silva. No, I wouldn't. I'd have Dazazi next to James, and then I'd have Thiago Silva. Then I'd have Marc Cucurella. I wouldn't even play. Yeah. Dazazi or Badiashile. I don't know who I'd play, but we're gonna get beat 3-1. So what does it matter? It doesn't even matter.
Hey man, believe man, you can do it. You can do it.
But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know what you think about the predictions, about what we've discussed as well. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, more importantly than anything. And also make sure you go to the audio version of the podcast and listen on the tube, on the way to the game, on the motorway, wherever you are this weekend. Make sure you listen to just give us feedback as well on the socials. We like to do that. And like I said, we will be getting some Tottenham fans next time to talk about the injuries that have come up for them. So that'll be very interesting. Make sure you tune in for that one. Kojo, as always, thank you very much, man. Pleasure as always. As I always say, I'm going to say two things. The first one, make sure free in midfield. I think the link's already down there. It should be. If it's not, it will be. But if it's not down there, if it is down there, hit it. Go over there. Some episodes coming out, I think, the next couple of days or so. So make sure you go over there. And the second thing I'm going to say, just as important, please continue to show awareness to the Palestinians, man, because what I'm seeing is happening is madness, and people are scared to speak up about it. I'm not one of them people. We got to keep showing awareness and speaking out about it. And do you know what I mean? And if you are going to a march this weekend, be safe, because it sounds like it's going to be a bit chaotic. But just show awareness and do it in the right way. Don't do it in a stupid way. Do it in the right way and show proper awareness of what's going on over there, because they need people to see what's happening, man. So that's the message I'm going to end with. Enjoy your weekends. Hopefully we both get 3 points and we're here next week and we're both skinning tea and we're smiling. If not, I don't know what to say, man. But this has been episode 11. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back soon.